many changes about going back to school, kids have some uncertainty of what is going on. Dr. Amy Serin gives us some tips to help us get through it. Dr. Serin, I'll tell you right now, you are a relief for a lot of parents who are going through anxiety about going back to school, because you kind of like have a little bit of answers for them, but you're here to guide them through this time of uncertainty. Let's talk about what you do.
Okay, great. I'm a neuropsychologist, and I've had Serin Center clinics in Arizona for the last 15 years. So we help thousands of families with parenting issues with their children, kids, adolescents, and adults, with life issues and learning disabilities and more. So I think we're poised to really kind of be an expert at this time in helping parents navigate these stormy waters, because it's just been a mess.
Yeah, it's amazing that we think our kids are okay by not going to school because they fight with us about going to school, but now we're finding out that they actually need school, and a lot of parents are not knowing what to do, and that's where you come in. What are some of the things that parents need to watch out for with their kids with this?
Well, I think there's a lot of different layers to this, and the first layer is the decision making, right? Suddenly districts with uncertain funding issues and with uncertain start dates and uncertain platforms of what school is even going to look like this fall. There's a lot of uncertainty, and so I encourage parents to be like sailors, where we anticipate the winds are going to shift, but we don't actually move our sails until the winds shift. And so I encourage parents to trust themselves that they can make good decisions when the decisions can be made, but try not to worry too much in the meantime, because that just stresses us all out. Everybody's stress switches are a little bit higher right now because of the pandemic, and we don't need to add to that. There are ways we can be in this moment and this summer that can ease up on that, and we can just trust that we'll move our sails when we need to move them.
I know some parents want to be kind of like a friend. They want to be open to their children about what's going on, and that might not be the best thing right now because, again, they're not for sure, and things are changing, and when things change one day to a kid, it can really pretty much turn them into a spiral of going down a different way. So what do you recommend for parents about with that? Do they talk with the kid about what's going on, or do they kind of wait until things are settled?
It depends on how old the child is. Many younger children can't really assimilate. They don't really understand concepts of time and things like that. So it depends on the child's level of curiosity, their age, and I think the most important thing to do is monitor the stress levels. So I have a book called The Stress Switch, and it talks about how all these little details aside, if we just pay attention to how stressed out we are, if we can keep our stress levels low, then everything is better. So if the parents are stressed out, the kids are going to be stressed out. And if the kids are stressed out and the parents are calm, the parents then have the power to kind of help the child with those fears and with that uncertainty. And I like to tell parents to wait until the game has, it's like a football game. You know, you wait until the outcome, and then you give the kids the play-by-play. But if you're unfolding it as it's happening, that can create a lot of unnecessary stress in a family. So maybe just saying, you know, if the kids say, hey, what's going on this fall? And you can say, well, we're not sure yet. It's going to be okay. But when I hear from the district, we'll have a conversation about it.
I like that. Okay, what are some coping mechanisms that you can give for us at this time?
Well, I think parents don't need to worry, but they can get prepared. And so preparation for this fall, like for us, my district, for example, just announced that we are going to be online for at least the first month, and then that date may get pushed back. So I can prepare my kids for online learning for the first month. And I know from neuroscience there are some really great tips to do that. So I want my kids to get exercise and sunlight every morning. I want to make sure that they have structured daytime schedule. And I also want to make sure that I have the ability to let them move during the day. So movement really facilitates learning. And so I'm not going to make my kids sit down all day. I'm going to kind of let them be restless, get them noise-canceling wireless headphones so they can kind of move about their rooms, and just give them flexibility. And then set up structured areas for them, because I have 2 kids, to do the online learning. I know that's going to be at least for a month. So without worrying about it, I'm just sort of using tips from neuroscience to make sure that we're set up correctly. And then I think things will go a little more smoothly. Not smooth, mind you, but a little more smoothly. So I think also for parents, we all want to just get a little bit real and just acknowledge that this is kind of a mess. And sort of be okay with it because we're all in it together. You know, I'm fully aware that my kids may need some summer school. They may be, quote unquote, behind, you know, because of what we've had to do to pivot and flex during COVID-19. But we're all in it together. It's going to be okay. We're just going to all do our best. So maybe also being flexible with ourselves and our own limitations, knowing I'm not a teacher, I'm just a facilitator. And when I tell my kids to carry the one, they just look at me and go, Mom, you're doing it wrong. And I'm like, you know, I'm sorry, I'm a neuropsychologist. I'm not a mathematician. They taught us to carry the one. I don't know what all these new methods are, you know. So just giving grace to yourself as a parent as you're getting through this time.
Oh, that's great advice, Doctor. Where can they find out more about you?
They can go to serincenter.com, and if they want to sign up for our newsletter, it's free. I'll have all these tips on our newsletter, serincenter.com/news, and I'm also thinking about doing some free parenting seminars because the need is just so great right now.
It is. Well, thank you, Doctor, for joining us here on the Daily Mix.
Thank you.